now because that's a whole huge area on its own. But I just kind of linked a couple of interesting things. One thing I found really interesting was TensorFlow.js is kind of like improving a lot right now. And TensorFlow.js basically means you can run neural nets in your browser, which is well, neural nets are other like forms as well. But basically, what this means is that you don't even need to run like your own. You don't need to have to deploy your own server and stuff like that. And it's really great for showcasing work because then you just send them like the JavaScript file. Like you just send them, they just load up a website, and it can do things like image recognition. There's a cool one you can play around with on their site. It's like a scavenger hunt basically. So it takes your camera feed and it's like, find me something that looks like a pencil, and you have to look around, and like once you point out a pencil, it's like it gives you a point, and then so on. So like it's pretty cool. And then I wanted to show you something, another really interesting thing is called Google Duplex. This got me personally really excited. It was kind of like Google showing off their own speech algorithms that basically know how to call and how to make calls on their own, talk with people, and I think this is like something that's pretty exciting. So I actually want to show you the video. It's not that long. We'll just go through.
Progress with the assistant. As I said earlier, our vision for...
We're actually not connected to any sound. Give me just one moment. Oh, okay, actually we might. Hopefully that's not too loud.
The progress with the assistant. As I said earlier, our vision for our assistant is to help you get things done. It turns out a big part of getting things done is making a phone call. You may want to get an oil change schedule, maybe call a plumber in the middle of the week, or even schedule a haircut appointment. You know, we are working hard to help users through those moments. We want to connect users to businesses in a good way. Businesses actually rely a lot on this, but even in the US, 60% of small businesses don't have an online booking system set up. We think AI can help with this problem. So let's go back to this example. Let's say you want to ask Google to make you a haircut appointment on Tuesday between 10 and noon. What happens is the Google Assistant makes the call seamlessly in the background for you. So what you're going to hear is the Google Assistant actually calling a real salon to schedule the appointment for you. Let's listen.
How can I help you?
Hi, I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd.
Sure, give me 1 second. Sure, what time are you looking for around?
At 12 p.m.
We do not have a 12 p.m. available. The closest we have to that is a 1:15.
Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.?
Depending on what service she would like. What service is she looking for?
Just a woman's haircut for now.
Okay, we have a 10 o'clock.
10 a.m. is fine.
Okay, what's her first name?
The first name is Lisa.
Okay, perfect. So I will see Lisa at 10 o'clock on May 3rd.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Great. Have a great day. Bye.
I think we just have one more to show.
That was a real call you just heard.
See how many of you?
Hi, I'd like to reserve a table for Wednesday the 7th.
For 7 people?
It's for 4 people.
4 people? When?
Next Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Oh, actually we leave here for after 5 people. For 4 people you can come.
How long is the wait usually to be seated?
When, tomorrow or weekday or?
For next Wednesday, the 7th.
Oh, no, it's not too busy. You can come for 4 people, okay?
Oh, I gotcha. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
So that was really kind of interesting to see. This came out actually a while ago now, but it was really cool to see basically how this how like far this is progressing. And obviously, like I feel like for like a presentation like that, they probably also had to prepare it ahead of time and things. But it shows you the possibility is after October to have two meetings. In the middle of the month, we want to run a workshop where we'd actually come in, we'd have some kind of problem to tackle, and we'd kind of try and work on it all together. Like people are welcome to suggest ideas for problems they want to work on, or it could also be kind of a workshop where we're like taught something, but we all kind of like follow along. And also to have presentations or like more lecture style things towards the end of the month. And I'm also very open for any of you who have more experience on collaborating on presenting these workshops. I already am in talks with a few other people that are are interested in either running a workshop or coming in as a presenter. And there's also like there's some people are related to computer vision and some other things that are also interested in coming in and giving a talk on that. So for future ones, we're going to try and have them scheduled at like about a month ahead of time, maybe like 3 weeks. And that's how those are going to be structured. You can find kind of like a bunch of our social media here. That's like my personal one, the Vaughan School of AI, Suraj's one, who's like kind of the director of the School of AI. And their Twitter, the meetup link, our Facebook group, which I'd suggest joining if you use Facebook because it's kind of a little bit easier to communicate over there than all over the meetup app. And the School of AI, the School of AI website. And I'm also going to be working on a site for the Vaughan School of AI, which we can share like more. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to provide more to people. But I think what we can also do is set up that for people who don't have laptops to come in, we can set up like a Google Hangout call or something for people who can't come in themselves, so they can be with us. Everybody's still virtually.
The events would be here.
Yes. Well, yes, in this room. I'll see, but right, some being very beginners, to some. Even this one, like I'm sure, like for some people it might have been not enough. For some people in here, it might have been like a little bit too much. So making a curriculum around a meetup group like this is a little bit tougher. But what my plan is for that is that the school content, but also that like it's very like practical. I think it's a nice combination of being practical, but also well explained on how the different components work. Yeah.
And on Coursera, there are some great courses.
Oh, for sure, yeah. So there's Coursera, Udacity as well, like edX.
FastAI has that.
Yes, FastAI, yeah. So, if anything, honestly, I think that my favorite so far, because I have done like a Coursera course before, and I think I started one on Udacity. On Udemy actually, I believe. But honestly, the FastAI one has been like the reason I'm talking about it now. It's been probably my favorite so far, because it's explained quite well, but it also kind of keeps you excited. It keeps you excited as well. And yeah. So I'd suggest to do that, and we could also kind of probably form a group where we can have like discussions either over like Facebook chat or potentially like a Slack group. I'll actually invite you all to like the School of AI, like the global Slack, because it can be a little overwhelming at times because people are just all talking there all at once all the time. Yes. So exactly. So we can create a channel just for Vaughan School of AI, and we can kind of have, if anybody's say like taking courses here simultaneously, we can form like a little like group that we like support each other and like help explain each other like how to like deal with like the assignments and stuff like that. And yeah.
How much Python skills you have to
Okay, so not too much, to be honest. I feel like if you have a generally basic understanding of programming with like, okay, some like like a bit of stuff about object-oriented programming, things with lists, it definitely, if you know more, it helps you kind of like right away get what they're doing, but it's not, you don't have to be like a complete expert in some like obscure area of Python to be able to work with this. But if you do have the previous knowledge of like using libraries like NumPy and other things, like it helps. But they do a pretty good job, I think, of explaining things. I can compile a list of. Also, there's a ton of great lists out there already of like the order of like what kind of courses or things to look into, and you can see based off what you think your level is, like where you can skip ahead to. So yeah. I think with that we can just we can break it off here. I'd like to just come around, like talk to some of you more, maybe in person. Thank you. Thank you. I hope it was informative for all of you. If any of you have like any suggestions or anything like that, feel free to afterwards send them to me through like the meetup group, or I think my email might be on there as well. So if you prefer to contact me, like I'd love feedback on this and how it can be improved in the future, and it'll be all incorporated. Thank you.
You're gonna send this over?
Yes. So I'll probably post a link to this in the meetup group and in on the Facebook channel. I'll just post like a shared link, so you can just click and then go on there.
Like send a couple questions.
Yeah. Okay. And I'll probably be once you're on there, like I'll make the link with the ability to add comments as well. So like if you want to like add suggestions, or you notice something was like wrong in part of the slides, you think you can leave comments there, and I'll improve. These slides will be like it's like an improved like the version will improve.
So the global site, do they provide some kind of forum or just a Slack channel? That's like
I think they primarily focus on that Slack channel.
that's only internal, right? It's not public. I mean, you can join, but it's not visible to everyone.
No.
Like the Fast Edge forum.
Oh yeah. It's not visible, I think, to everybody like the Fast AI forum. It's only for people who are in the Slack channel. Yeah, the Fast AI forum is nice for that because like you can easily search for it, and it occurs. Yeah, it comes up in Google searches. That's the benefit of that. Internet connection is a little slow here. Oh, it's probably also because I'm streaming. Okay, so yeah. I think we're good. If anybody needs to leave, or like they feel like they're done, you feel free. If you want, stay here, like talk to some of the people around you, just get to know a little bit about them, like the community that we're trying to build, right? I want to talk to some of you that I haven't gotten a chance to, like before